Thank you so much for coming back to the table for this very important conversation about the health of the men we love. No matter how hard it is to get them to the doctor, we're going to keep doing what we have to do to make sure their health is showcased. And we all know the health disparities that impact Black men in particular. Board-certified cardiologist Dr. Baxter Montgomery still with us. Many health experts agree one major reason men avoid seeing the doctors because they're fearing bad news. Haven't been in a while, right? Joining this important conversation is Herbert Gilmore, who says he's changed his diet habits but still struggles to get to a healthy weight. And Reverend Derek Rice is not only a minister but also a community activist. He admits he puts his health on the back burner because of his busy schedule, but a reality check from his doctor a few years ago helped him get his life together. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. I want to start with you, Herbert, because you say you've got a really, really good diet, but still trying to meet some particular benchmarks. Explain.
So, when you grow up liking good food, it's a struggle sometimes to pull back, stop. So it's the diet, the exercise is there, but you exercise so you eat what you want, and that doesn't necessarily work.
Right, right.
It ends up being, so it's trying to find that balance of, now I need to adjust my diet so I get the benefits of the workout, and get down to a weight so I can get off some high blood pressure medicine. Yes.
And what is your lifestyle like in terms of making time for the family? We saw a family picture, making time for exercise. Looks like what you're doing. What's that like for you? How do you manage?
So I try and walk either in the mornings or in the afternoons. Now it's getting cooler. At least 3 miles at once. Into Fitbit, checking in your steps. I want to get your steps in a day. As a gauge for how well I'm doing, how much I'm doing, and then get to the gym, lift some weights as much as I can. With
time management or lack of time? Which one is really getting in the way?
Probably more lack of discipline.
Gotcha.
with managing the time.
Understood. And Reverend Rice, how about you?
I had a period where I was doing really well. As you said, doctors told me maybe 3.5 years ago, lose 35 pounds or you're tracking towards death.
Wow. And that was the verbiage?
Very close to it. If we had time, I'd tell you a story. It's funny, but yes. And I ended up losing 44 pounds.
Wow.
In, I guess it was maybe a 3.5 month period.
That's a lot of weight quickly.
Yeah.
What did you do differently?
I'm originally from Chicago, as you know, and I engaged in a challenge that Kendall Gill, former NBA player, had a number of people from Chicago engaged in at 6:30 in the morning. We work out, drink a gallon of water every day, try not to eat before 12, try not to eat after 9. And I did that, and I'm never going back to 247.
Right. We're looking at some pictures of you before the weight loss. Has it been a struggle to keep it off?
No, it hasn't been a struggle to keep it off, but I have not been very healthy. I'm not sleeping like I should.
And Dr. Montgomery, that is an issue, right? Sometimes you reach some benchmarks but still find that your patients are struggling with others. We should point out you're not their physicians.
Sure, that's great.
But why is that the case?
Well, it's a plateau you reach, and what we have to understand is that lifestyle is a progress over time, and so we're constantly working to improve. So as you mentioned, Reverend, you started restricting the time to eat was excellent. So you go from noon to 9. So for example, and time restricted eating, by the way, is an excellent way to lose weight. So if you start one place, you can do the time restricted eating. So if you start eating from noon to 5, so you already from noon to 9, bring it up to noon to 5. So you get used to doing that, then the health will improve, because we all fast, we all sleep at night. However, we may sleep for 8 hours or 6 hours, so that's the period we fast. If you're not eating during your wake hours, then your fasting period increases, and fasting is when the body heals itself.
I want to talk about hypertension, but I just want to ask you quickly, because I hear more people talking about, I stopped eating so late, I stopped eating so late. Is it really, that those hours really make that big of a difference in terms of the, what is it, caloric intake, the distribution, where it lands? How does that work?
There are a lot of complex things beyond what we understand. We do know our bodies work on a circadian rhythm. And so the nighttime hours is when the body needs to be fasting. So that's when it's cleansing the blood. I've heard one of my colleagues who's a nutritionist and integrative nutritionist talks about blood dialysis, a natural process in which our body cleanses our blood. Think of it this way. If you have a big, heavy meal, like a Thanksgiving meal or whatever, you tend to get sleepy after that. The body wants to cleanse itself, wants to cleanse all of those toxins. And so it has an effect on the liver, which is releasing a lot of other things.
I see. All right.
So
I
there's
see
a
the
cleansing
domino effect there.
Yes.
I got you. Let's talk just before the break here about hypertension. Gentlemen, yes or no? Issue that you're both dealing with
Yes.
Yes.
and concerned about.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why is this such is there such a disparity for black men and hypertension?
So there are a lot of factors involved. You know, we're in climates usually where there's not a lot of sunlight, so lack of vitamin D. There's a salt sensitivity aspect of things. There's lots of salt in our diet. But hypertension, the elevated blood pressure itself, is a manifestation of a lot of biochemical imbalances that are going on. And so if someone's blood pressure is elevated, it could be one of a number of causes, magnesium deficiency or something like that. So you may be deficient in a mineral or something, or you may be dehydrated, something as simple like that. So hypertension can be something very complex or something very simple.
And this is something that men deal with no matter what their size, right? I think
That's
people get
correct.
surprised, like, oh, but I thought I'd lost that, but and still deal with it. Sounds like that resonates with you, Rev?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I lost upwards of 40 pounds, and my doctor finally pushed me to take medication, and I tried to fight as long as I could.
Yeah.
Got it. And I know that that's something that people struggle with, right? And so, Doc, you're not saying not to take meds, but that there are some ways to explore other ways to help your body heal. And we're going to take a look at some of those healthy food options coming up. Things that you're going to maybe say, I've done that, and others you might say, I'm not sure. What if it was all raw? Or live, as the vegans call it, who don't cook their food. We're going to talk about some eating options when we return. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.